Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa, and this is the every other Tuesday Uninformed podcast that we're doing on a Wednesday because, we taped, how long did we talk yesterday, Joe? About an hour?
Hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and 10 minutes, and those of you who listen to the podcast on my website realize that you have to try and save them because every once in a while the GCast thing fucks up, and lo and behold, it fucked up again. Do you know how many hours I've wasted doing podcasts, Joe, and I don't save them? Hours out of my life.
That was like the third time that's happened to us. I think that happened every time we did it so far. We had to fucking redo it again.
Yeah, so that's really 3 hours with you, and last week alone I did two 50-minute ones that I didn't save. I've lost a good half a day this month talking into a phone, and no one heard it. It's
so infuriating, dude. And I think...
Yeah, but Joe, at least when I do it with you, I don't feel like it's a waste, because at least you heard me, you know?
I think I'm sick, because I'm not feeling too well today. I got like a cold, and I think it's partially because I stood out in the goddamn cold yesterday to do that podcast. I did it from the park.
You sound pretty miserable, Joe.
I'm not feeling too hot, Bill. I'm not feeling too hot. I've been sleeping with the fans and the air on because it's been so goddamn hot in the apartment. And it's
brutal.
I'm getting that, that dried out. Yeah,
for those of you who are listening who don't live in New York City, a lot of the old buildings, they don't have thermostats. So the heat is either completely off and you freeze your ass off, or you literally feel like you're standing on the sun.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking brutal, man. It's fucking brutal. So, but I don't want you to think, and for those of you that don't know, Bill Burr, my partner on this show, is also my landlord. I live in the apartment that he owns, and I don't want you to think, Bill, I am complaining about
which has caused tension in our friendship because it changed the dynamic.
I love the apartment. I love living here. The complaints of heat are not aimed at you. They're aimed at the building. It's
And yet basically what the deal is there's a woman who lives on the top floor and her kid is sick with I don't know what.
He's sick?
Tuberculosis? I have no idea, but they need to have the heat cranked up.
Jesus.
I've never seen this sick kid. I don't know what's going on. I think it's a myth.
Every time you tell me that, I always picture the guy in the Big Lebowski that's in that tank.
The boy in the bubble. The kid better be in one of those fucking iron lungs. That's all I can say, because that's how goddamn hot it is there. I actually got annoyed. I'm not even living there anymore.
Yeah, it really irritates me. And then I went downstairs because we have laundry in the basement. I went downstairs to do laundry the other day, and there's the thermostat there, I guess, for that floor. And there's somebody hung a sign on it that said, "Please stop turning off the heat. Be considerate of your neighbors." And, dude, it made me so mad. It's like, fuck you. Why don't you be considering your neighbors and understand why they're turning off the heat to begin with? Fuck all this shit down.
Why can't they just have a meeting in that building where they just turn it down a little bit? So the sick kid still gets his heat, but everybody downstairs doesn't die.
The super told me that it's because there's some senior citizens bill, i.e. old fucks in the building that insist on the heat being on at all times. Last
time I heard it was because it was a kid sick. So I don't know what's going on, Joe. They're giving you all different kinds of excuses. But now I'm getting paranoid, Joe, that what's going to happen is someone from the building is going to hear this and they're actually going to get offended. Maybe someone from the building is one of our 12 listeners on this thing, and then they're going to say that you have to leave and that, I can't fucking rent out to anybody. So
how could they have to leave? There's plenty of people renting in this building.
Because they're co-ops, Joe.
I never really understood what that meant.
Well, your ignorance is pretty apparent with that question. No, if you have a condo, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. If you have a co-op, then basically you're at the mercy of the co-op board and what everybody votes on what you're allowed to do. Fortunately, I live in a really cool building where they let you rent them out for a certain amount of time. I don't really know what that time is, but Joe, does this podcast suck? It really just seems like it's just been we're just babbling here.
No, it's much better than how we started yesterday with you talking for 20 minutes about what the bankers are doing.
That was actually really interesting, and you said it was informative.
It was interesting and informative, but it wasn't funny at all. I think this at least has been a little bit funny.
You know what? I think this is not only not funny, it's not even informative.
I'm not. You're talking about co-ops. I'm interested. You know, if our listeners want to hear about me getting thrown in the street, I'm ready to really riff on that. I was excited.
Oh, you think you're going to get thrown out in the street, Joe? You know how hard I would laugh if I ever found out you were homeless?
Of course you would. It'd be hilarious. I think there's only one solution to this problem, Bill. You're going to have to sell this apartment and buy a condo that I can live in.
Dude, you really are like my fucking 31-year-old retarded fucking son. You're just never going to grow up, are you?
I tried to move out last year when we got in that big fight. I tried to move out. You wouldn't let me go.
Dude, I saved you from making the dumbest fucking move you ever would. You would have been sitting here right now in some sort of shithole apartment with some awful fucking roommate, probably some older queen who's trying to make you turn gay because you moved down to Chelsea or something.
I was going to make the full transition to alternative comic. I was going to get one of those studios above like Two Boots Pizza on the Lower East Side.
Joe, you know something? I've been out in California so long, I don't even get that joke. What do you think about that? Your little alternative room joke. And you know something? If I don't get it, our fucking listeners aren't getting it. So why don't you get up your fucking... Stop playing to the back of the room, Joe. I'll tell some jokes for the rest of us.
I'll change the reference. I would have got a studio above the UCB. Is that broader? Do you think enough people know what the UCB is?
Yeah, I'm sure people driving trucks in Iowa realize that that's the Upright Citizens Brigade and that they are a respected room for sketch comedy.
All right. Well, fair enough. Anyway, so the topic, and I think we should get to it sooner today because we got to it way late yesterday, and I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise that we had to redo this. The topic for this week was supposed to be that you found that flyer from the what's it called?
Scientologist.
So why don't you explain the flyer and then we'll talk about it. But
Joe, can we start this podcast over again?
Well, it's good, dude.
I'm just really not liking it. I'm not feeling it. I'm probably not helping that I'm poaching an egg right now.
You're poaching? Yeah, I mean, you can't be cooking if you're doing the podcast. You have to.
I didn't realize I was going to be hungry.
Well, fair enough, Bill. Go ahead. Talk about
what?
Oh, that really made me laugh. I didn't realize I was going to be hungry. You sounded like one of those kids on the documentary shows. Like, yeah. And the mom's like, you have to stop eating. I'm hungry. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, one of those bad movies about New Yorkers. Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what I am, Joe. Maybe that's why I had to leave town. What do you want me to explain? Why I find Scientology interesting? Because I read a flyer. And it didn't sound all kooky and crazy like everybody makes them out to seem. It says that the worker is not a cog in the machine. The worker is the machine. It was pro regular guy. You know? So I was like, all right, what is the problem with this thing? But I really don't think that L. Ron Hubbard saying that he's an alien or whatever the fuck he's saying is anything weirder than Immaculate Conception and Jesus walking on water and pulling fish out of that backpack for 20 minutes. You know, feeding all those homeless guys in Sacramento or whatever the hell he fucking did.
Look, I agree that somebody saying...
You know what, Joe, if you're going to make a point, but don't start with look, because then you sound like you're talking down to me.
I didn't mean to. Just eat your fucking egg and listen.
Now this podcast is catching fire.
I don't disagree with the notion that somebody saying they believe in aliens is any more weird or less grounded or something than somebody saying they believe the Immaculate Conception happened. I agree with your point there. The stupidity with Scientology that I don't get is that any other religion, nobody ever came out and just said, yeah, it's completely made up, and then people still continue to believe it. The people that believe in Buddhism or Christianity or any of that other stuff,
where did you hear this quote? Joe is trying to allege that L. Ron Hubbard just came right out and said that I made all this shit up.
There's a famous quote by L. Ron Hubbard that says, if you want to get rich, then start a religion. That's what I did. That's the quote.
You know what, Joe? I'm near a fucking computer. I'm going to find this out. And if it's only on Wikipedia, I'm going to have to challenge it.
All right, look it up. I can't go to my computer because then my signal will cut out of my phone and we'll lose this fucking podcast. Too.
L. Ron Hubbard. You want to get rich, start a religion.
So,
okay. L. Ron Hubbard is widely rumored to have okay, it's a rumor, Joe.
Okay, well that's the first link too. You know, what's it say?
The way to make $1 million is to start a religion. L. Ron Hubbard is widely rumored to have said that quote. There are also variant rumors. For some reason, this is often mentioned on Usenet. Evidence is discussed below, but the short answer is that it's almost certainly true. Well, there you go, Joe. It's almost certainly true. There you go.
Again, that's also the first link you clicked on. What do the other links say?
Yeah, but you know something, Joe? There's also a lot of money in religion, and I think there's a lot of money in trying to say that guy said that shit, too. So, I mean, there's no – who knows what the fuck he said?
Well,
All I know is if he did say it, Joe, I actually like the fact that there's an honesty in that religion that I don't find in other religions.
That's fine, but that's a different argument. My point is, if a guy
I think it's the same one, Joe.
If a guy says, this is fake, I just made it up, and then you still believe it's real, that's where the stupidity comes in. That's what I don't get. But more importantly, I'm glad you brought up money. I'm glad you brought up the notion of money, because the point you just made about they sound like a religion for the common man. They sound like they're for the regular man. Don't you find it interesting that that's their first approach? Their first approach is to say, we are one of you. We understand you. We believe how you feel. Come on in here and join us and give us a bunch of cash while you fucking do it. You don't see the scam there, dude, the hierarchy scam where it's like, you're going to pay money because we get you, dude. Nobody else gets you, so you should give us money. Because you have to pay money at every level of Scientology.
Yeah. No, I didn't say you didn't. I didn't say it wasn't a scam. I just didn't think what they were preaching was so fucking bizarre.
Sounds very culty to me. Sounds more outwardly culty than most religions that I've heard. You know, that whole like nobody gets you but we do. I mean that's like cult 101 shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, shit, Joe. Everything's a cult. Punk rock music was a cult.
But
we're the outsiders. No one gets us. We're different. Now let's all dress the same and listen to people who don't really know how to play instruments.
But punk rock music didn't take your money. That's the difference.
That did.
How?
Those shows weren't free, Joe. I think Johnny.
They were actually.
That's a pretty nice house at this point.
What?
They got signed to record labels. They made some money.
Yeah, you didn't have to pay to play, dude. That was the whole basis of punk, was that it was for kids that were broke.
No, it wasn't.
And that, you know, you were an outsider.
That wasn't the whole basis of punk. The whole basis of punk was let's get back to some regular fucking 3-chord rock and roll, mate, as opposed to this bloated stadium rock that's going on with Led Zeppelin.
Well, I don't know. I think a strong element in the punk rock scene was cheap, free, grassroots. Doesn't cost you anything. This is
Joe, you're speaking in sound bites. Come on, man. Speak from the heart.
I am. That's what I'm saying. You're chewing an egg right now. How are you eating that
Grassroots,
egg?
sort of mom and pop.
Did you put that egg on some fucking whole grain bread, Bill?
I've actually been eating really bad lately, Joe. You know something? This is something we talked about yesterday, and no one heard about it. Is I've determined that that having dessert as a man, it just makes you half a fag.
But now by the way, you're sort of going against your own bit here.
What?
You say in your act you get mad when guys equate something like that to that you must be gay. Now I get mad at the notion that people are still using gay in a derogatory way. I think that's wrong, and honestly, I think it's stupid that guys still do that. But
well, gee, Joe, thanks for sucking all the comedy out of that and actually making it seem like I was really trashing gay people, and I think that they're going to hell and God doesn't approve of them. I'm just saying to go in and order a fucking coconut dream bar is a little fruity.
A little effeminate, all right.
Yeah, you know something, Joe? And I'm also sick of fucking certain groups of people just because somebody got tied to a fence and they got the shit kicked out of them in Wyoming. Like, now I can't tease you at all on any level. And if I do, that means I don't like you and all that other bullshit. You know?
All right, well.
You want to be like the rat? We're making fun of Scientologists. Now it's time for Twinkle Toes to catch a few in the ass, and eventually we'll come around to you, you half Egyptian fuck. And then he can make fun of me.
That's fair enough. There's nothing good to make fun of the Irish about anymore. It's so hacky. Like making fun of Irish people is like the hackiest. There's nothing to make fun of anymore. The only thing is like, what
yeah,
are you,
it's like Jewish people.
drunk?
You've heard it a million times. Oh my God, they're so fucking neurotic. Woody Allen destroyed it.
With what?
He didn't destroy it. He just blew it out. There's nowhere else to go with that shit.
With Jewish people, I misunderstood.
Yeah, other than just straight up anti-Semitism, but you know where that leads.
No, we're good, Bill. So yeah, well, look, I don't. Regardless of of your sexual tendencies because of what you like to eat, I don't think there's anything wrong with you liking dessert, Bill. I think you need to treat yourself a little more often. I think you're pretty hard on yourself about your diet and about your physical.
All right, well, let me see something, Joe. Let me see if I can finally get you to call me half a fag here. I'm going to present some different scenarios to you. All right? What if I was eating a coconut dream bar in a bubble bath with some scented candles surrounding it?
Yeah, but it's the bath and the candles. It's not the dream bar. It's the bath and the candles.
It's the economy, stupid.
Yeah. That's not I mean, you could be like, what if I was eating a coconut dream bar and I had a dick on my cheek? You can't. It's the dick.
Joe, I'm trying to do a clean podcast here. All right.
Sorry, I always go blue. That's always been my problem. Is I take the easy way. Is Bill Cosby going to call me eventually and lecture me?
How many times have you fantasized about that you were so edgy on your special that fucking Bill Cosby called you?
I watched the Eddie Murphy.
Don't dodge the question.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I have, but to nail home how awesome I really think that is, I watched his biography last night, and I never knew that was like a real thing that happened. And he talked about the real story, and I was like, oh my God, man, that is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And just seeing Eddie Murphy tell it, where he's like, I was like, wow, Bill Cosby's calling me. You know, you can see that he was all weirded out. Like,
well, I think he was thrilled, and then he fucking ripped his act apart. And I mean, that would be brutal. I'm trying to think who left, who's still alive who could call me up and trash me that would devastate me.
Well, it's weird because you'd think it'd be like Seinfeld or something like that, but like Seinfeld comments like the clean stuff in his act, but he loves like Chris Rock and a lot of guys that are definitely not clean at the stage, you know?
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man.
think it would be him at the point. Maybe Jeff Dunham would call you up and have that jalapeno puppet talk to you.
Dude, you know, there's a guy, someone was telling me the other day that there's a guy in Vegas, all right? He won America's Got Talent, and he has a bunch of puppets, and he just signed like a 5-year, $20 million deal at one of those casinos out there. And I have to go see this guy's act because I guess he has a black puppet, and it's got like the big wide eyes, you know, like horrifically offensive, you know,
Jeez.
And it does Obama jokes.
Jesus Christ.
Like one of the puppets goes, "Why do you look so scared?" And the black puppet's like, "'Cause Obama's president." And then the entire white crowd dies laughing, and I just want to see that moment where they're just sitting there so stupid going like, see? They do agree with us because a black puppet said what they were thinking.
Wait, but I don't even get the joke. Why is the black puppet saying he's scared because Obama's president?
No, because he has that fucking, that offensive old school,
like the Three Stooges butler?
Yes.
Puppet.
I'm losing my mind. That look on his face. This is all alleged, by the way. So I have to go there and I have to see that moment where.
Is this probably actually happened, like the L. Ron Hubbard thing? It is probably actually.
I love that expression, by the way. I'm going to start using this. Let me go back to my 6-year-old laptop. Come on, baby, warm up. Here we go. There you go.
So, can you find out what this guy's name is so we can get tickets and go? Because I want to go.
Oh, dude, you know how bad? What if we just started screaming out a bunch of liberal shit? Even though I know you're not a liberal. We got it. What the fuck was that quote that I read to you?
It said almost.
Oh, it's almost certainly true. Dude, if you ever get in trouble with the law, that's one of those phrases that if you pull it out, that's the difference between going to jail and fucking being a Club Med the next day.
That should be the name of that'd be a great name for your next CD or DVD, dude. That's a great title. It's almost certainly true.
I know, right? You want to flip for it, Joe?
No, I'm saying you. I'm saying it would really fit your... Dude, it's perfect.
So what are you saying? I'm full of shit, Joe?
No, but you do...
I'm joking. I know exactly what you're saying.
It's perfect, dude. Your whole act is with all those conspiracy theories and everything. That's a fucking great title, dude. You should.
And then, you know something, Joe? What if I fucking actually did that and it was a great special? Then our podcast would blow up because we would have just captured the moment when we came up with the title.
That's right.
You know? And then we could get up to 22 listeners.
Or when they were doing the podcast and they said the thing and then he named his special that I was there. Yeah. Speaking of, I was there. You were trashing me yesterday. It's another thing we talked about. I was saying I was tired of these 21-year-old hipsters wearing these fakely worn, and worn meaning, you know, like tattered or whatever, Run DMC T-shirts. Like I'm supposed to look at a 21-year-old kid and go, oh, I get it, man. Is that the old school? You're telling me what's cool? When I was fucking around when Run DMC came out, and I bought the albums when they came out. And you gave me shit yesterday because I said I was there, like I was hanging out at the Latin Quarter.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday on the pod, we just keep talking about shit that we talked about on the podcast that never got saved. You were bitching about hipsters wearing those old Run DMC. Yeah, like, hey, I'm old school. And you said you got offended because it's like, dude, I was there. I was there when that shit came out. You made it sound like you were at the party when they started freestyling. Like
I was on the rooftop with KRS-One.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get this Boogie Down Productions thing going. Have you heard these Run DMC guys? They're pretty good.
Hey, Rick, would you like some more fucking... What is it, Rick Rubin? I'm trying to think of the names. I'm so out of the rap loop, Joe. You wouldn't know it to look at me, Joe, but I don't know a lot about hip-hop.
My buddy Russell here is going to start a record label with his buddy Rick in their dorm room. That's interesting. Good luck with that, guys. I got to watch these Run DMC fellows though right now. I heard.
Dude, those are the guys that I want to see document. That'd be a great documentary.
The Simmons Rubin one?
No, the I was there. The people who were fucking there and they were just like, these fucking idiots. Making goddamn cassette tapes in their dorm room, and then they go on to be millionaires. I was there and blew it.
Dude, that's insane, dude. That's insane. It's not. Did you ever see like the original copies of The Source, where it's like, so whoever started, it was like some guy was running it off on orange paper on a photocopy machine.
Oh.
It's like a major magazine now. It's insane.
Oh yeah. That's how it all starts, Joe. It's kind of like your comedy career. Think about it. One point you were doing stand-up in a dry cleaner. Remember that?
Yeah, my worst gig ever. Remember the first gig, literally the first gig I ever got paid for ever. I made $40 to drive from Trapp, Pennsylvania to Atlantic City, which at the time...
You made $40?
$40
Pretty
my
good.
first paid gig.
How psyched were you when you got that money?
Oh, dude, I thought it was the deal of the fucking century. Dude, I drove all the way to Atlantic City. And I did a grand opening for a liquor store where they had those, you know those things they used to hang on like.
Wait a minute, wait. Who has a grand opening for a liquor store?
Atlantic
I didn't even say
City.
for a casino. I'd be like, how the hell did you get that gig?
No, it's your casino, dude. I was 4 months in the comedy, or 6 months in, whatever it was. I wasn't getting asked to do casinos.
No, that's just a funny thing to have a grand opening. Usually they just open, hey, did you hear they opened a liquor store?
Well,
Was
dude,
the mayor down there cutting a ribbon in front of the fucking wine aisle?
Atlantic City gets a little rough, you know. I think a grand opening for a liquor store might be kind of like a big deal from there. I wouldn't have been that surprised if they had the mayor cutting the fucking ribbon in front of the place, but they didn't. But they had those. Dude, it was so fucking fun, man. They had those. Remember those? I don't even know what they're called, but remember those things used to hang in the used car lots? Those plastic things with the different colored triangles hanging off of them.
Oh yeah.
They had those up. And, dude, the liquor store...
That's the flag of the dishonest.
Yeah. There wasn't even like a... it wasn't like a mini mall or anything. It was just this freestanding liquor store set apart from anything else off of this strip of highway. And there was this big, like, dead grass and dirt lot next to it, right off of the parking lot that had... That had a couple picnic tables in it, and dude, and it was right in front of the water, and I just stood literally on dirt in front of the water with a microphone that they set up and did whatever the fuck.
Did you at least drive over with somebody else?
Dude, I drove over. This was the fun part of the whole thing. I drove over with my 3 friends that I grew up with. One of them being Scott, the guy that you almost fist fought at that Super Bowl party.
We didn't almost fist fight. He just was fucking...
I know.
It was more like Discovery Channel shit.
I'm just making a joke. So that guy and me and everybody else, and I drove because it was my gig. So they all went in the liquor store and bought booze and got shit-faced. And
wow.
They drank, like my buddies drank, I mean, they drank so much beer.
So you actually had the balls to have friends of yours who weren't even comedians watch you 4 months into your career?
Well, in the beginning, I wanted my friends there. It was about 8 months in when I started to learn like a little bit about what it was about. You know, you start to kind of get an idea of like something. That's when I started to tell my friends, I don't want you to come anymore, because that's when I knew like what was really in store, and I started to realize like I'm going to be bombing a lot. But in the very beginning, you think like, oh, I have a gig. This is going to be great. And actually, to be honest, that show wasn't that bad. It ended up being okay. Like I got through it somehow. But it was. I mean, dude, just talk about a shitty gig, man. Jesus Christ.
You know what, Joe? In the middle of that story, I kind of tapped out because I got a package at my front door. I've been ordering all the old records from my dad's record collection off of eBay. I got Mickey Finn.
Who the hell was that?
And I just got the Kingston Trio.
I've never listened to either. I couldn't tell you any of their music.
Oh yeah, dude. You probably the Mickey Finn is Dixieland. Dixieland band, and the Kingston Trio is sort of was sort of folk and edgy in like a Smothers Brothers kind of way. Saturday night at Mickey Finn's. People want to look this up. And the best of the Kingston Trio.
This is how it
happens. Man, Joe, just sing a worried song. That's all I'm going to tell you.
This is how it happens, dude. This is how you officially become like an older guy, because it starts with going back and getting the shit that your dad used to listen to for nostalgia reasons. Then before you know it, that's your whole record collection. You want me to blow through my record collection right now, Joe?
I don't have a lot. Richard Pryor, Craps After Hours. This is something that was not even in print.
I never even heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a record deal before he did. Whoever he ended up being with, he had a record deal, and they put out like 2 or 3 albums. He just sort of took off. He didn't complete the contract, and they had like outtakes and shit like that. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm actually lying. I haven't even listened to it because I don't have my record player. I still call it a record player. I know you're supposed to call it a turntable, like I'm a fucking DJ, but I'm not. I'm a nerd.
No, it's a record player. It plays record players, like an MP3 player.
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I know that's hacky, but it's still a fucking unreal album. I actually listened to that album the way you're supposed to the first time. Well, I wasn't on drugs, but I did listen to it on headphones at night, alone in my room, and I got freaked out. Ben, here's a great one, Joe. Do you like big band swing at all?
Of course, yeah. You know I like that stuff.
All right, you need to go on. I'll fucking buy you this record, you son of a bitch. It's called Ted Heath and His Music, Swing is King. And it's one of those things they literally explain stereo. You know, like Beastie Boys did that, like it was cool. They actually are doing it for real on this album.
Dude,
and
I have
the drummer, Joseph DeRosa, is Ronnie Verrill.
All right.
And you're like, who the fuck is Ronnie Verrill? I'll tell you who he is. He's the fucking guy who actually played the drums for Animal on The Muppet Show.
That's pretty cool. All right.
That's it? That's all I get? I get a half fucking monotone that's cool?
No,
I thought you were a drum nerd like me, Joe.
That's pretty cool. You know what? I got excited, though, because I raided my dad's record collection years ago. He just let me take whatever I wanted. And, dude, he had every one of those, like, stereophonic sound spectacular records where the whole thing, they're all like, you know, it's all music, but it's all supposed to be experiments in stereo where they started playing with, like, panning the instruments and all that stuff. And, dude, some of them are awesome, man. There's, like,
I can't get past the fact that your dad just let you take his records.
Yeah, my dad didn't care. He wasn't listening to them anymore. He's like, take whatever you want. I don't care.
So where's the basis of your pain? My dad was like, Christ, I'm going to listen to those. So I had to...
Did he say it like that?
Did I ever tell you how my dad whines? It's actually a bit I'm working on. There's no sense to that. I do it for Nia all the time when we drive in the car. She'll just be like, I'm going to tell your dad, and I'll just start whining about shit. He either whined or absolutely would lose his mind and would scream like, he would put like Mike Ditka to shame, the way my dad can scream.
Yeah, no, my dad used to be real like temperamental, but then when he became a deacon, he really mellowed out, man. Like he never gets angry. He's really easy going.
My dad sounded like a dinosaur when he got like really, really mad. Like no one knows what a dinosaur sounded like, but like those old Land of the Lost. Was it Land of the Lost? What the fuck was it?
Yeah, Land of the Lost.
No, it was one of the cartoon ones though.
I think they
used to get that that really fucking high-pitched scream / roar. That's what he would sound like.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. My dad, he gave me his records.
Did he have his arm around you and just say, son, I just want you to go out and find what you love in life. Here, take my records.
And then he went, you know, we'll have a good time then.
Oh, Cats in the Cradle.
Actually, I think you made that joke once to me a long time ago, so if I just hacked you, I'm sorry.
Whatever, Joe.
Well, Bill,
I
got to be honest with you. We're 34 minutes into the podcast. I almost want to end it here and quit while we're ahead because I'm so scared we're going to lose this fucking...
No, you can save it.
I know. I'm scared that when I try to save it, it's not going to let me or something.
Joe, look at me. Look at me. Don't be scared.
Because if we...
Oh, no, shut up. All you do, you just hit pound, Joe. You just hit pound, you fucking take a deep breath, and then the computer cunt comes on, and she'll say a bunch of things, and at one point she'll say, if you want to save it and post it later, press 2. That's what you do. And then you'll sit there, and it'll be an excruciating 8 seconds before they say your podcast has been saved. But it will be saved.
All right.
Just like all those Scientologists, Joe. I just call you John? Jesus Christ, I'm losing my mind here.
I don't know, Bill. I don't know.
He's Joe DeRosa. His close friends call him John.
There you go, Bill.
Here's something that bugged me the other day. I was reading some fucking article, and there's some new hotshot actor out here, and evidently he has the same name as one of the guys in Sha Na Na. So somehow he got in contact with the guy from Sha Na Na, and the guy from Sha Na Na was like going, no, you can't have the name.
And according to this dude, he made some sort of comment that this town isn't big enough for two guys with the same name. So then the writer of the article started shitting on the guy from Sha-Na-Na, and it fucking annoyed me.
Yeah, it's like, fuck off. He was there first. That's what it is. It's his name.
No, but what I don't like about it is people act like they're not going to be that guy, that they're not going to be 60, 70 years old, you know, on the other side of this bullshit. Sha-Na-Na, dude, they played Woodstock. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
And they had that TV show.
They did, and not only that, they stood on there and, like, what's his face, that fucking dude Bowser. All these guys they make fun of, Bowser said to the crowd, "Let me tell you fucking hippies something." At Woodstock. He said, rock and roll is here to stay. Granted, it's cheesy, but there's something funny about being at Woodstock and saying, "Let me tell you fucking hippies something." And you got to understand, they were still dressing like it was the 1950s, which was completely out of style. Remember, we talked about that yesterday in the podcast, how every decade, 20 years before is cool and 10 years before is nerdy. Like when I came up in the 80s, everybody was into the 60s and the 70s sucked. Then in the 90s, everybody got into the 70s and disco came back and the 80s sucked. And now we're in the 2000s or whatever. And, you know, people, you were saying the other day, the fat chain ropes and grunge is slowly starting to come back as we slide into the 2010s. So those guys in the 1960s were wearing the corniest shit you could be wearing and was at ground zero of fucking the summer of love or whatever, and they fucking call them, let me tell you fucking hippie something. Yeah. Well, it just annoyed me, Joe. It just it fucking annoys me when, I don't mind like when people who write articles, what do you call it? People in the press, trash entertainers. I mean, it's kind of like what they do, but it's cannibalistic.
It's also, dude, it's like I'm so sick of these.
I love when you get this upset and you slow your sentences down. This is one of my favorite things that you do.
Thank you. Oh, my house line is ringing. I'm not going to answer it. I am so sick of these young, good-looking, slick fucking cocksuckers that break onto the scene without paying one fucking due, without ever putting their fucking time in, without ever knowing what it's like to take a few lumps. And they
you know what I love, Joe? I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
I'm talking about this young actor.
You have.
What are you talking about? Young actor. He's some prick. I don't even know who it is, but I would bet my life, based on that statement, he's some young prick that didn't have to fucking take any lumps. He slid right into his position, and all of a sudden he thinks everything's owed to him.
Nah, dude, come on. Nobody does. Everybody has to suck a dick to get where the fuck they're at in this business.
That's
come on.
Not true. Bill, that's not true. I've met...
Okay, you name someone, Joe, without a little fucking dirty secret in their past.
I kind of don't want to because I don't want to get into name dropping and, like, trashing other people. It's like...
Well, pick people who are way beyond us. That shouldn't be a problem.
Well, the one guy I'm thinking of is friends with a bunch of comics, and that's why I don't want to say his fucking name.
Yeah, no, don't say that.
But, like, you know...
Friends with a bunch of comics. Let me see. Musician?
Possibly, Bill. Guitar legend, yes.
Oh, yeah, guitar legend at
the Guitar Center.
I don't know about that one. You don't think that guy paid his dues?
He has said openly that he did. He says openly, I never really had to pay any dues. I'm sorry. I had it really easy. I've heard him say that openly. So, I mean, I haven't heard him say that. I've heard that he has said that. So, but like, I've heard he said that from people that...
It's almost certainly true, Joe.
But people that are friends with him said that. So it's like, why would they lie? Why would they say that he said that if they're friends with him? You know what I mean? Like, they were getting, like, a kick out of it, you know? But, like, it's just like, it's like you go on MySpace, man, and it's like, look, I don't hate on anybody that gets a break, man. I don't expect everybody to have to take the same road I did, and everybody takes their path and their road for whatever reason.
Wait a minute, Joe. Why are you talking like you fucking stormed the beaches of Normandy?
I'm not. I'm talking like a guy that has...
I think, you know something, Joe, I think you slid into New York pretty... I think this is all just self-hatred.
No, it's not, dude. It's not.
You came into New York, Joe, you came to New York pretty... You had the Underground Railroad of Keith Robinson.
Yeah, but this is...
He snuck all you guys in town.
Hold on, though.
When we're done with this podcast, I'm just going to yell at Keith. Forgetting you, Big J, Little Kev, all you awful Philly comics into the New York scene.
Let me finish the point. You're jumping the gun on my point here. What I'm saying is...
That's what I do, Joe.
What I'm saying is I never expect anybody to do the same thing I did, because there are guys that look at me and say that I had it easier than them, but then there are guys that I look at and I say, well, they had it easier than me. The grass can always be greener somewhere else with somebody else.
Joe, let's try to wrap this whole thing up here. If for some reason someone in Sha-Na-Na was named Joe DeRosa, would you trash him in an article?
No, that's the point I'm getting at.
Okay.
Is it's okay to get a break and to get in there quickly and to get to move up the ladder. There's nothing wrong with that. God bless you if that happens. What I don't like, though, is when guys get in that position and it's very lucky and it's very fortunate, and then they act like, hey, I've been around. And it's like, no, you haven't, dude. You've been around for 2 years. And you're acting
this dude wasn't acting like he had been around. I don't know. And I can't even blame Chris, too, because somebody else wrote it, so I don't know exactly what was said. But the way it came off, it was disrespectful to this dude in Sha-Na-Na, and I just don't like how – I just think it's – I don't know. I don't want to be that fucking guy, Joe, but eventually you become that guy where you're fucking 70 years old, living in fucking Burbank, calling your fucking agent trying to get a gig in Laughlin, Nevada. You know, that's kind of how this thing ends if you're dumb with your money. And I just, I don't know.
That's going to happen with both of us. You know what's going to happen with us? Where it's going to be...
I know. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. I'm going to be in a FEMA camp trying to scale over the barbed wire.
Now, you're going to be living in some sort of isolation tower that you built, and I'm going to be yelling up from the bottom, Bill, let me in. You're going to yell down, you should have listened.
Yeah. And I won't even believe it's you. I'll believe that it's a pod of you. It's actually remote control.
Oh, God. All right. Well, on that dystopian note, Bill.
Why do you keep wrapping it up, Joe? We're only 42 minutes in. We usually do about 50 minutes, Joe. Joe, it doesn't matter at this point. It's either going to save it or it isn't. You
just said you wanted to wrap it up. You just said that. I thought you wanted to wrap it up.
No. I meant wrap up your fucking meandering point about people not paying their dues. I don't like. I was trying to say that wasn't my point with that guy. I actually think the guy that they interviewed was funny. I didn't like that they were taking pot shots at a guy in Sha-Na-Na. It's like, why don't you go kick a retard after that? You know. Now I just trash Sha-Na-Na. That's all. Don't kick people when they're down. Is all I'm saying.
And they are down, man. They are down. Let's take shots and shout it out our own way right now.
They're down for the count. And you know, how hypocritical is it of me to say don't kick people when they're down when I was talking about that lady with 8 babies last night saying, I don't know what the big deal is. I think 6 of them aren't even going to make it.
Well,
have you seen the little chihuahua-looking baby she had all sitting there shivering?
Dude, I saw a poster for the new Sha-Na-Na performing at the Times Square Art Center in New York City, which is the former Laugh Factory. They were doing like a Christmas review show, and dude, it was like one of those things where it was like the one of the original guys and then a bunch of teenagers that he replaced the old guys with, and they had like a new Bowser, like a 21-year-old Bowser. Dude, it was like embarrassing, man. It was embarrassing.
There's always that one guy still left in the group. Keith Robinson was telling me about one of those groups. I don't know if it's the Temptations or what. I don't want to put the wrong group's name out there, but one of them, there's no original members. It's one of those music business behind the music contracts where someone else owns the fucking name. So they just get 4 black guys and put them in tuxedos and they do this, those awful dance moves.
I think it is the Temptations. I think that's
they do those awful dance moves that Keith Robinson tried to rehearse way back in the day with his little record player.
God Almighty, dude.
Do you think Keith ever relaxed his hair and tried to have like a like one of those slick back Count Basie kind of haircuts? I bet he was a big fan of Michael Landon when he was like in Teen Wolf. Not Teen Wolf, whatever the fuck that horror movie he was in.
Keith is so old.
He had a Letterman jacket. I bet he had a Letterman jacket, short jeans.
Keith
he
is
dressed
so
like the
old.
chick in the Thriller video.
He's so old.
Keith had saddle shoes.
He should have to walk across the street the way they do at the beginning of Malcolm X with his fucking arms holding his head. His head. Doing that way.
Yeah.
Oh, we should three-way him into this podcast at some point. Not today, but we should.
Oh yeah, Keith is tremendous on the phone.
The greatest. He's my favorite.
In person, he never lives up to the hype, but on the phone, he's great. Actually, that's bullshit. That's what Keith always ended up saying about me. I was good at trashing people on the phone, but when I'd get down to the cellar, I would just get pummeled. I was great in the gym, Joe. Hitting the speed bag, I was awesome. But then I get down there, I was a palooka. Take it right to the chops in the first round, and it was over.
I'm the same way. The amount of times I made Keith crack up on the phone, trashing people, trashing him, having him go, ah, and then I get to the cellar. I can't do it. I've made you laugh on the phone. I've made Patrice laugh on the phone. I cannot do it in person. I clam up completely, dude.
Yeah, you're one-on-one. You're not good with the gang violence.
Yeah. Well, it makes me feel...
most gangs you get beaten into. That gang you just get beaten by, and that's it. You never get into the gang. You just get pounded.
They just keep beating you over and over.
Hey, Joe, did I mention I'm going to be in Utah this weekend?
No, Bill. Is that your plug for the day?
That is my plug. I'm going to be at the at Wise Guys Comedy Club in Ogden, Utah.
Okay.
On, what is it? Friday, February the 20th.
Okay.
Thursday, the 19th, Joe, I'm going to be out there. I'm going to try to go to that Utah Jazz Boston Celtics game. I'm really sad that you couldn't be there, Joe, so you could go to that game because I know what a big sports fan you are.
Would have been amazing, Bill, to see Larry Bird play in his prime. So wait, so you're going to be Wise Guys. I'm going to be, Bill, if I may plug myself. I will be performing with Patton Oswalt this weekend at Caroline's. Thursday the 19th through Sunday the 22nd, and that should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. What you got any plugs for next weekend?
Next weekend I got nothing. I really got nothing. You know what I have? I have February 26th. I'm going to be at the Comedy Store. I believe it's February 26th. The last Tuesday in February. How about that? I'm going to be at the Comedy Store doing a benefit with Kevin Nealon and some other people there, and right. I don't know. It's for World Hunger, Joe.
Well, okay. Well,
it's not even for World Hunger. It's just for, like, you ever just drive down the street, Joe, and you kind of feel hungry, and you're like, man, I'm starving. It's for guys like you, Joe.
All right. I'll be in D.C. the 27th and 28th. I'll be headlining 2 shows on Friday the 27th at All Stars Comedy Club, and then one on the 28th, and then actually earlier that night I'll be opening again for Patton Oswalt at George Washington U, 1-hour special taping. So try to come to one of those shows if you can, or the Carolines ones this weekend, or visit Billy in Utah at Wise Guys. Is it a bunch of Mormons out there?
Yeah, probably. You know, that's like the hacky way to go too. Every comedian gets on stage. Hey, look at all the Mormons. I even did that on my podcast. Why don't you and your 28 wives come down to the show?
What is this, Big Love? Huh?
That's actually updated.
Yeah, you
very updated. I like that one, Joseph. Well, listen, Joseph _ DeRosa. I got to get going here. So you want to wrap this thing up here or what?
Well, that's it. We did our plugs, and we'll be doing more Uninformed radio shows and live shows in the upcoming months. So please stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. Until then, just keep listening to this podcast, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, and hey, Joe, give me a call when you hang up because I got the information on that stuff there.
Okay, Bill.
I'm just trying to make it sound like we're doing some gangster shit, but seriously, do call me, all right?
All right, later.
All right, bye.